Today's workout was recorded live from a sunroom in a residential area during the coronavirus outbreak from Strongsville, Ohio.
Okay guys, I see a couple of us are on now, so we're gonna start. Let me just get my stopwatch. We're gonna do about, last week's exercise of glamour muscles was about 30 minutes. We're gonna do about 30 minutes, so if you have the next 30 to 45 minutes, we're gonna start a stretch and cool down after as well. So if you guys have anything, I'm gonna show you what I have today for myself. I'm broadcasting live. I just have a mat, a chair. If we go into weights today and use a ball for ab stuff, you can do everything that we're doing on the ball, on your mat. You can do everything that we're doing with the stretch tube, with the dumbbell. There's modifications, right? So I was having a client the other day who doesn't have anything at home, so we were doing curls with a chair. So even, I mean, I kid you not, just a chair. I mean, this chair weighs at least, 15 pounds. So I've got 15 pounds right here. I used to do chair curls in the dressing room on Disney with the other Tarzan. All right, guys, so we're gonna start. We gotta do something to get your heart rate up. We're gonna stretch a little bit as well, something dynamic. I'm gonna pick 3 exercises that are pretty self-contained. And if you have questions during the breaks, I'll take questions. So we're gonna start with jumping jacks. Why don't we go from there into dips on your chair? If you can't do dips on a chair, use the floor, and I'll go through the modifications. And then one more. What should we do? It's abs day. Why don't we do seated knee raises, and we can do those on the floor as well. So we're gonna start with jumping jacks. Jumping jacks are great. It's a lateral side-to-side motion. Come on, let's go. That's it, come on. And when I teach class, I've been feeling a little sluggish, I won't lie, because I haven't been teaching. I teach 6 classes a week. Each class I burn maybe minimum 400 calories if I'm not trying, but like if I do everything with everybody, I burn upwards of, like, we track it, especially in my tap fit class, 800 calories. 700 to 800 calories tap dancing. It's amazing. We do tap with weights though, which is kind of fun. I know some of you guys are joining us. 30 seconds. But it's not even weight gain I'm worried about from loss of caloric burn. It's just I feel sluggish. You know, if you're a Broadway dancer and you go from doing 8 shows a week to none, you're allowed to feel kind of sluggish and down, but when you get going, 10 seconds and you get those endorphins going, it's a natural antidepressant. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. We're gonna go into crunches. Oh, what did I say? Dips. Dips on the chair. Have a seat at the edge of your chair. Scoot your butt off. Scoot your knees front. It's spring outside today. It's actually gorgeous here in Ohio today, which makes it nice. Come on, everything tight, tall at the top. Try not to show me like 8th grade backpack, right? I want the shoulders back and down at the top. You guys have 30 seconds. I'm gonna modify on the floor in case you don't have a chair, if you don't have a pull-up or a perfect push-up. You hear my hands, my hips are up, down and up. It's not the greatest range of motion, but you can still get that serratus burn. You guys have 15 seconds. Remember, we're doing seated crunches after this. I just happen to have a set of collars here. These are collars to help, similar to like a perfect push-up or pull-up. Come on, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, now sit down. It's not a V-up. I'm gonna get my legs out then in. You can put your feet down. It's a slight leg raise, so it's similar to a crunch, except I've inverted the weight, right? In a crunch, we use the resistance of your torso. This, I'm obviously utilizing my abdominals through my psoas region to bring up my legs. Oh, drop my ball. Come on. 30 seconds. Tight. Whoa. If you reach failure, give me one and the other. Not hard enough, grab a dumbbell. 20 seconds. I picked up an 8. 8 to be great. Oh. Oh. Come on. Grunt it out. You got it. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Nice 3-minute warm-up, guys. You get a quick minute rest. I'm timing everything. We're gonna grab some kind of resistance. If you don't have resistance, that's okay. You can do something else dynamic. We're gonna start with kettlebell swings. Let me grab a 25. Do you want 30? Do you want 30? For swings? Sure. Okay. Here's 30. All right, I'm grabbing a 25-pound kettlebell. You can use a dumbbell as well. It's up to you. If you have no weight, that's fine. Give me a squat jump while I do kettlebell swings. After this, we're going into obliques, oil wells. A modification from an oil well, squeezing side to side, could be a kneeling side bend, a standing side bend, or a side plank on your hand, plank on your forearm, whatever sort of modification you need or want to get you through. Make sense? We're gonna start with swings. That was exactly a minute. Wow. You get good at, your body gets good at knowing 30 seconds when you use it all the time. Come on, up. Now if you're in a room that doesn't have a tall ceiling, consider what was that thud? Say, this muscle's growing. That's what that was. All right, I see some of you guys watching me that might be in a small kind of like apartment in New York. So if you do not have a hips back then front, right? Keeping those toes front, you could do a squat jump, or a swing. I've been training many of my Ohio clients here from their homes, office, basement studios, and it's so much like being in New York. And one of the comments they've been saying is they feel additionally out of breath. Oil wells, 1, then 2. And the reason is because if you're in New York training in your apartment, you understand this, probably don't even notice, you don't go from station to station at a home workout, right? You're confined. So I use this term called transitional rest, as if we're getting off the treadmill. And if you train with me in Ohio, you'll understand. No rest, except for the traditional rest to get over to the dumbbells, which is, like 2,000 feet away. Welcome to Ohio, it's great. The gym I'm at Extreme, you guys have 30 seconds left on this side. So it's 2 minutes of obliques. If you're doing a side plank, that was 30 seconds, switch to the other side, or keep on it for another 25 seconds, and then you can switch. So it's 2 minutes. A lot of my circuits are 3 minutes. These circuits will probably be 3 minutes, all of them. Just to keep it easy, 15 seconds, come on. Here at Strongsville's Extreme Fitness, we have this wonderful Zumba instructor. Her name's Rula, and I think she just finished, or is probably still dancing via Zoom, other side. But she posted this meme. She said she had this like picture of this gorgeous athlete coming out of the ocean, and he's got like his like pants pulled way down, and he's got his obliques really carved out, right? And the meme said, "What is the name of these muscles that make smart girls go stupid?" Well, in the gay community, I've heard them referred to as cum gutters. So let's go, build those cum gutters for summer. Come on. Think about it, my friends with kids. Love you all. Come on. Earmuffs on the kiddies. You have 20 seconds. 20 seconds. After this, should we throw in one quick set of crunches? I think we should. We'll make it a 4-minute circuit. Why not? What the heck? 15 seconds. Side to side. This is less handles to love, right? Get rid of that January sedentary post-holiday burn. I'm gonna grab my ball. For this, you can lie face up on your floor. Lying face up is a nice, polite way of saying, get on your back. Just kidding. Who can get on their back with their legs in the air the fastest? It's usually the trainer. I'm doing a full sit-up or a crunch, right? If you're feeling that your back is surrounded by the ball, that's good. I'm also timing us, guys. You got about 45 seconds left. I'm gonna use a little bit of weight. This again is my 25er. We're gonna do this circuit twice. I used to have a 35 kettlebell. How was that 30 for you, Saeed? Great. Do you feel strong? Always is the answer. Good job. Come on, team. You got 20 seconds. 20 seconds left. I'm just checking in to see who's here on the rest, if there's any questions to answer. 15 seconds. Nice and tight. Let's see how my workout buddy today's doing. How's Saeed doing? He's doing nice and great. You guys have 5 seconds. He's going all the way down. He's utilizing his stomach tight like he's gonna get punched. I would never break my hand. Give me 2 more. Up. Chest up, 1 more. Up. Good job, nice work. You guys have a minute. I'm gonna check any questions today. Remember, today is light arms, abs, and then Erin made her own kettlebells. Erin, I wanna see a photo. Can you show us a photo? Can you post one? Hi everybody, I have 11 of you guys watching so far. but I've been sending this out to some friends watching overseas after. You have 30 seconds left on your rest. Again, that circuit was either kettlebell swings or squat to squat jump combo. Why the first exercise? It gets your heart rate up, burns that fat. It gets your metabolic rate burning. So whatever we do right after, I don't see any questions really. It says so many people are watching. I wonder if it's like, and doing. I hope you're doing as well. All right, that was almost a minute. So we're gonna start again with a big, powerful exercise to burn fat. Going into kettlebell swings number 2. We went into oil wells or side plank yet again. Chest is up, let's go. Your thyroid gland produces these wonderful T3, T4 cell hormones that in the wild, during fight or flight response, help you shred fat to get away from a predator. This hormone kicks in. I was just researching this recently because your T3 and T4 cells, some of them stay active when you're in your like red zone of your heart rate, your mega fat burn, your 90 percentile of your, so I'm 35, today I'm 35, we'll say. So for me, for my age, 35 to 40, like red zone heart rate, come on, 30 seconds, might be like 160 to 170. Your orange zone, your orange theory zone, your fat burn zone might be a little lower. If we can get your heart rate going in that fat burn zone, we trigger those high thyroid T3, T4 cells, burn a little fat off whatever we do next, as if we're running from a predator. Oil wells. Drilling for oil, down and up, down and up. And I'm not just letting this hang, it's tight. Arms are work secondary. I'm squeezing my bicep. I'm not dancing. This is like a metronome. We have obliques, internal obliques, external obliques, on top of transverse and rectus, abdomen. You also have a part of your hip region, your psoas, shaped like a horseshoe, and it goes from right into your sort of obliques here, into your back, around, and then back to the front. Other side, guys. Over and up. 1, 2. Remember, we have crunches after this. On top of that psoas is a part of your back called the multifidi. That can get tight, and then it's hard to perform these exercises. If you find it difficult bending over or lifting your leg behind you, that could be tension in your glutes, could be tension in your back. Come on, team. Almost there, almost there. Give me 30 seconds left. So no matter what your goal is, it can change. Your goals can change, right? Fitness goals, nutrition goals. Last year at the start of 2019, I weighed 150 pounds. By the end of the year, it was my goal by 2020 to have gained, I wanted to get to 170, and I got to 185, which is great. And I was pushing and pulling more. I was the strongest I'd ever been, crunches. But then spring came along, and I thought, we're gonna burn fat. We had a vacation planned in July, which we just canceled, unfortunately. But now my goal's a little different, right? So it's functional fitness. Make sure I don't gas out. Make sure I'm doing enough for my mental health. Doing enough to keep my body strong so that I can return to work if I need to. And of course, if you're somebody who lives in an active profession, not just a personal trainer, but if you are a dancer, a dance teacher, a fiber optics, and somebody who like climbs, have you ever tried as a non-cable installer to climb I mean, you're probably not supposed to do it, but to climb a telephone pole? I mean, what muscles are you using? What if you fall? I mean, what muscles would you have to save your life in an instant? It's like a circus performer. You guys are almost there. Give me 30 seconds more. If you're adding some weight, it's too easy. Add weight with a press, shoulder press, clamor muscles, chest press, combination. Oh, tight and right. Come on, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Pull those ribs into your back for 3, 2, 1, and done. You guys get a quick rest. All right, if you have a stretch tube or some form of resistance tubing, I have quite a few. My circle life. I don't like living in a circle life. So I'm gonna grab, so you have two over there, right? These are Spree stretch tubes. I like Spree because they're shorter and kind of easy to pack. Another good company is the one Bob Harper is the spokesperson for. That's Go Fit. Those ones just have lasted. I bought some stretch shoes 2012 or 2011 for boot camp in Manhattan, and I just threw them away like 3 weeks ago at the gym before this all happened. They shouldn't have been around that long, two years. So I have a middle one and a heavier one. If I had a purple one in the Spree company, that would be extra heavy. All right, so for this one, we are gonna be using a little bit of space, and you can also utilize a dumbbell for this. So we're gonna start 30 seconds and then 45. So this circuit's a little less than 3 minutes. We're doing rotation chops, bottom to top. And you'll see it, people, you can do this with a cable, you can do this with stretch bands. I'm going bottom to top, and since I'm holding onto the heavy one, I'm gonna test it, see how it feels if I decide how much tension I have. If I go heavy on one, I'm rotating up as if I'm like, doing playing tennis underhand serve. So that's not quite heavy enough, so I'm gonna go 2. And I want you to twist. It's like a twist at the waist, as if you're like a 1980s action figure, right? Who are those He-Mans that used to twist? Come on, heroes. Oh, you've got 15 seconds left. 15 seconds and we switch sides. This is also a bit of a shoulder workout. So if I want to drop set, I'm just gonna go down to my lighter 2. 10 seconds. Come on. Chop it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, other side in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2. Let's go. 30 secs. 30 secs. No dirty sex. Because it's a pandemic. Wash your body before and possibly after exercise. Come on. You got it. Oh, guys. 15 seconds. We're doing oil wells or side bends after this one. Working a lot of obliques. Don't worry, we're not done there. Can you hear that dog in the background? That's my dog. She's very strong. She'll get you if you're a squirrel, a rabbit, or a cat. I'm gonna use my heavy tube for oil wells. This is another oblique exercise. I'm standing on wide foot. I want a lot of resistance, so I'm giving myself a lot of slack in the middle. We did these last week. Let's go. Less handles to love. Deeper gutters to clean. Come on. There's been this video going around of someone turning boxer shorts into a mask. You could do that. We made a video today, my boyfriend and I, about turning a jockstrap into a mask. They were clean. Come on, 15 seconds. But you already have the ear straps built into it. So that's why we decided, we'll post that video later. Turns out it's better to use a jockstrap that's too big for you. Come on, team, give me 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 minute rest. We're gonna do that again. I'm gonna check for questions. Feel free to hydrate so you don't get dehydrated. And I did moisturize today. You should moisturize daily, like the song says. Okay, let me check let's see. Doing this workout outside, oh good, I'm glad you're doing it outside. I would go outside, but then I can't see the screen for questions, so I'm glad you're joining us. So many friends from the gym, and then I see a lot of New York friends. Any questions? I'm seeing sand and a gallon of milk jugs. That's your kettlebell, Aaron? That's amazing. 12 and almost 12 and a half pounds. Okay, so that's half of 25. So single-sided when we go to kettlebell swing, single-sided. Oh, you guys are amazing. Okay, hi everybody. All right, we're almost done with that minute rest. We have about 15 seconds left if no one has an additional question. I got sweat in my eyes and that burns. I think I brought a towel. Did I bring a wash rag for perforating? Well, I have this was my mask from yesterday. It's my Stonewall softball or kickball league. And so I did spray it, sanitize it before and after. So I'm gonna use it as my washcloth because I'm perspirating like Lizzo. And that's the goal, we're burning fat. Sweat is fat crying. We have the circuit one more time. That was oil wells. I'm sorry, that was swings. Diagonal chops. I'm gonna use a dumbbell this time. This is 25 pounds. I like to go fast. You're gonna chop down to up. Let's go. This is a power move. Fast and furious. So grab that 12.5, Aaron. Just throw it, put on the brakes. Throw it, put on the brakes. Tight grip, 2 hands, come on. 15 seconds. 15 seconds, up and throw. If you round your back a little, that's okay in this one. Some exercises, no. But think where the weight is. It's down, right? Give me 5, 4, 3, to the other side. Come on, chopping wood. The wood is like down here. You're gonna throw it. Whoa. Come on. I don't get dehydrated. I'm moisturized daily. What is it? I am my inspiration. What's the other one? What's the boys one? How's it go? Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7. Big boys, inner city boys. Da-da-da-da boys, Mississippi boys. From the playboys to the gay boys. Da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba. Let's go. Oil well, side to side. But these are side bends. You grab 2 weights. Oh, I'm gonna give you the other 25. So you can go. You can be my model. Nice and tall, come on. 45, look alive. That's it. Slight bend in those knees. You see Saeed's a little hyper mobile. He's a dancer, I'm jealous. And it's almost like the momentum of the 50 pounds is, your body is a metronome. You're bouncing off, bouncing off. I'm gonna touch your obliques, okay? Ready, up, up, we're quarantined together, it's okay. Like a rock, Saeed. Break my fingers. Come on, you got, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, good. 5, don't give up. 4, notice his weights don't sway. He's holding them tight. 3, 2, and 1 minute rest. Good job. Any questions? Have to run to feed the kids, that's important. Yeah, I'm gonna post this later, so you'll see it later. It'll be up for a while, and then also, I edited a little bit to make it brighter, and then I'm gonna post these all on YouTube. I have a YouTube page, it's Jim Becker Fitness at YouTube, or just Jim Becker. There's also a Jim Becker Dancer. Okay, so I think we have about 30 seconds left on this rest. I don't see any questions. Oh, Mrs. Herb, hi. So if you guys are watching, next we're gonna use your ball. We're gonna use a chair. And again, if you don't have a ball, I have, pardon me, I'm not sick. So I'm gonna use this ball, which is my half Bosu ball. And I'm gonna what size, what do you wanna use? The big ball or the small ball? You want the big one? Big balls. All right, this is the Bosu ball. You can also use, you can use a foam roller for this. In fact, we're doing this twice. I'll show you how to use a foam roller the second time. In fact, I will be using a foam roller for the jackknife. So there's 2 of us. We have 1 ball that rolls. This is a 4-minute circuit. 4 minutes. We're doing 5 exercises. Crunches, abdominal or lateral crunches or side crunches. On each side, that's 3 minutes. 30 seconds of jackknives, 30 seconds of lower back extensions or leg raises. If you have a floor anchor, a spot against the floor, I'll show you how to do this with your spot against the floor. The floor anchor, well, you know what, Saeed, we'll show when we get there if you don't mind. You know how to do these. So he has a floor anchor. I'm using the Bosu ball, so I don't. All right, guys, here we go. This is 4 minutes, 5 exercises, 4 minutes. And like I said, you don't need a ball for this. You can use the floor, crunches on the floor. You're gonna lie face up on your ball or on the floor. If you're outside or if you're in a nice room like I am that has tight. Now this is our second or third set, of crunches. So if I wanted to make this a little more difficult without using any weight, I could change the position of my arms. Put your arms up, elbows by your ears, yeah? Not throw the arms. That's cheating a little bit. If you're gonna do that, you might as well use a kettlebell and cheat. We'll stand up. And then squat, crunch, to stand. Let's see how I'm doing today. I did recovery and I do one foot. Almost. Then I do the other foot, crunch, and stand. That's the one that's in recovery. Not yet. But I know I'm in recovery. So if I do something on one side, 15 seconds. Speaking of sides, you're gonna pick a side. You're gonna lie on your side. You're gonna grab a weight or not for side crunch. Here we go. 1 minute. I do go lighter for this. I'm on the Bosu ball, so part of my leg will be stabilized on the floor. if you're on a Swiss ball, like Saeed over here, you will also use the same muscle groups to stabilize. You can see right now Saeed's using his big muscle of his quadriceps, the muscles that cover, and hamstrings that cover the femur bone. Over and up. That's it. Where do you feel it? Right in the love handles. I couldn't get him to say dirty. Come on. Those two words apart are not dirty. You guys are almost there. You've got this side and then the other side. Finish strong. 15 seconds on this side. It's a minute. Come on. That's it. What to do with this other hand? I have that question a lot. You're doing crunches. I feel it work. I want to use my internal oblique to start that movement of the spine. Manipulating to sit, other side. Do you use your back in a sit-up? Of course, because your spine is sitting. You have back muscles that support. If this is a predominantly abdominal exercise, right? The movement generates from the abdominal work. There's a counter to every exercise, right? So when you're doing, you'll feel it next when we're doing jackknives. There's a counterbalance each exercise. For instance, in a shoulder press, it's not just your deltoids that are working. The opposing muscle group are your latissimus dorsi, a part of your serratus. They are supporting your body. You guys have about 20 seconds left on this side. Come on, up. Now, we're gonna do jackknives next. What are jackknives? Well, it's a vulgar term about like cutting like a fish from top to bottom or bottom to top. And you're gonna see how that feels that way. Go ahead and grab your rags, wash rags, for a wood floor, or I'm gonna be using a foam roller. If you're Saeed, you can use a, you have a chair. Maybe I won't use a foam roller.
Go ahead and start on your jackknives while I search for my foam roller.
That's okay. It disappeared. I bet it was in use from that. Do I have another ball? I must have. Well, that's all right. I'll use this foam roller and just demo. So if you were just grabbing your ball or grabbing your foam roller, this is a rumbler roller, so it's going to feel fun. I start with my hands on my ball because I'm doing them this way. I could probably do this with my feet, but shins on the ball. You're going to bring those knees up. I know this feels like a great massage. I'm going to let Saeed demonstrate this today because he's coming to. I do an abs class at Extreme Fitness in Strongsville every Monday night from 6 to 6:30 tight. And you can see he's doing a great job of keeping his torso in line with the floor. Those knees are over the chair, in between his elbows. Come on, team, you're almost there. Oh, we got, give me 10 seconds. 9, this one was 30. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Transitional rest. We're gonna show them lower back extensions. That's with your hips on the ball and your toes against the back wall. And then we'll show them the alternate. This is for your lower back and your glutes. So this is similar to a deadlift. You can see Saeed's hips are on the ball, and he's got a slight bend in those knees. I say an anchor because you're using this anchor. Bend those knees a little bit. Yeah, so your knees are not touching the floor, but they're like hovering. And where do you feel this, Saeed? From glutes kind of to maybe a little bit of the lower back, yeah? So this was 360-degree abs. We did front, we did side, side, and then lower back, yeah? So this uses your hamstrings to stabilize. This exercise uses your glutes, the gluteus region, to stabilize. That region lies on top of part of the lower muscles of the back, which align with the multifidi, which connect to your psoas, to the front of your abs. So it's all, all connected. Good job. Give me 5 more, and I'll say that's about 30. 5. Good. Tight, tight. 4. You're squeezing from panty line all the way to lower back. 3, or jockstrap line. 2, and last 1. Good job. 1 minute rest. We're doing that again. How do you feel? Good job. Elbow bump. Thank you. 1 minute. Please ask any questions. We're almost there, guys. We do this circuit one more time. That was front crunch, side crunch, side crunch. Jackknife and lower back extension. Hi, everybody. I'm just scrolling for questions and waving at those. Okay, no questions so far. One of the questions that I have been getting from clients is about nutrition, and I was practicing intermittent fasting. As I said, since the beginning of the year, since January, I've probably lost about 12 pounds already. But I haven't weighed myself. I can just feel it in my clothes. But I'm not intermittent fasting anymore because last Saturday, Dr. David Agus from CBS News had mentioned that for mental health, there's a benefit to having 3 square meals. Not for your waistline necessarily, right? For mental health. And the reason is because you get those hormones, those hunger hormones and melatonin and different hormones from your body, hunger hormones going up and down in that roller coaster, and your metabolic rate is not level. This is atypical, right? When we talk about your goals in the gym, that's usually not what we say. As a trainer, I've been saying grazing is good. It regulates your metabolic rate. It keeps everything level, and it does. But right now, we just, to make sure that levelness isn't depression, you know, maybe stagger your meals. Make sure you're eating three square meals. And that was, I tried to find an article about that, but I couldn't. All right, we're doing this circuit again. Dr. David Agus on CBS this morning, last Saturday, just mentioned it. So we're starting with crunches on the ball for the front, side crunches on the side. And I'm gonna go on the mat for this one in case anybody was on the mat and felt left out. Saeed's also gonna be over here doing his crunches on the ball. This is 45, 45, 45, because I wanna make sure that we have enough time to stretch out today. A nice 30-minute workout. Again, this is, you know, are we preparing for a marathon? Probably not right now. Let's go, 45-second crunches. I bring up marathons because I train marathon runners. I do a lot of cross-training with marathon runners. I have this amazing marathon runner. She lives out here. She runs ultra marathons all over the world. Her goal when she met me as a trainer was to decrease her marathon time, and we did it by 30 minutes. Could have been the half marathon, but it was 30 minutes. That's pretty amazing. How did we do it? Secrets. No, we train really hard. But I did some research last year, and in Time Magazine, how we doing on time? Speaking of, oh, you guys, you have about 20 seconds. You're halfway there. Time Magazine article, talked to a few different doctors of exercise science. Keep going for me, 15 seconds to the side. One of them was a gentleman from Ball State here in Ohio. And they suggested that if you've had a fever or if you've been sick with a temperature, to wait 7 days before going back to normal exercise. Pick a side crunch. And that if you're a marathon runner, you know, and if you run a long race, or if you're doing an activity like, you know, if you're a dancer and you have to go to a competition and your body is in that adrenaline phase and you're burning a lot of calories, you're burning a lot of fat in that instance, right? You're not burning carbs as much as fat if you're doing like a long day of physical activity where you'll be exhausted if you don't give yourself the sustenance and snacks that you need. Almost there, team. 30 seconds, come on. But marathon runners have a greater risk of developing fever in this Time article, because it depletes your system. You have to be very safe with running marathons, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I've just never run one. But if, heaven forbid, if, you know, something happened and our cars went away, what would we do? Well, we'd have to walk. Let's go other side. 45 seconds. 45, look alive. I could invert this like we did 2 weeks ago or last week. I had ankle weights on and we were doing leg raises. This is just the inversion of that. I'm utilizing my torso weight as the resistance that this muscle group I'm asking to lift. This targets your obliques. If you're a little bit on the diagonal, that's okay. I had a great trainer from Germany once told me that oblique means diagonal. You know, I should look that up. Is that true? Does anybody want to let me know? It's all Latin to me. You're almost there, team. Come on. 10 seconds. We still have lower back extensions next. Saeed's on the ball. We showed you how to do them on the ball. How would you do them if you didn't have a ball? You're going to lie face down on your mat. Because this aggravates my lower back a little bit, I don't put my arms out. So I would say Superman, but I don't like to put my arms out. I put them back. And I'm going to lift those legs up at the waist. And if that aggravates, I'll do one at a time. See, that's the side. I'm in a little bit of recovery. I just like injury. You can put your hands out. I'll do opposition sometimes. But I'm going to leave this one to Saeed. 30 seconds left. And then jackknives. Oh, we started with jackknives. Well, whichever one you're doing. Oh, well. You've got 20 seconds left in this circuit. And then you're going to switch either to jackknives or to lower back extensions. 15 seconds. I see Saeed's over here doing jackknives, which was next in the line. Good, and he's doing a great job. If you can see, the alignment of his body, head to tail, is even with the alignment of the floor. Furthermore, his shins are in alignment with the floor, and that's kind of what we want. You're also probably feeling this, Saeed, where else? Well, yeah, in your abs, and then is there another place, maybe your thighs? Yeah. That's that secondary muscle group. Good job. Lower back extensions. So we were feeling this in your front and front of your leg. Now this exercise that we're doing to close out this circuit and our abs and arms and body fat burn day is with lower back extensions. That's using the opposite of what we were just using. The opposite of your front is your back, lower back. The opposite of your quads is your hamstring. Not your front hip, but your glutes. And so you're squeezing from, if you see there's an area of the body underneath where the panty line sits or the jockstrap line, that muscle is called the piriformis. It lies underneath your glute region. I feel like a weatherman. It's how you do my glute screen. Kind of nice. I think I found a whole new way of, I wonder if I could do this on Zoom, if I could could we do, I don't know, we'll have to find out. You have 10 seconds left. Now another position that you could choose instead of this is if you were to put his fingers behind his ears or arms straight out, but I don't recommend doing that one. It just adds resistance because it adds displacement of weight. And that is time. Good job, guys. That was start to finish about 30 minutes. We did about 35 minutes with rest periods, right? We rested, we did 3 circuits, 2 times over, so that was 6 circuits plus the warm-ups. That was 7 circuits. So we had 7 minutes theoretically of rest in this whole time. So we did at least 1 Krebs cycle. We're gonna stretch out in about 20 seconds. I'm just gonna take the time to look. Hi, Dawn. Dawn Stima, super trainer who now lives in Michigan. Dawn is a lifesaver. I called her the miracle worker. I would do my boot camp here at Extreme in Strongsville. And then Dawn had the silver sneakers class. You guys have about 20 seconds left. I'm gonna grab a foam roller for this and a chair just to stretch out a little bit. And Dawn would come in and she was a miracle worker with the silver sneakers class. Well, then she moved to Michigan and just posted something about reminding everybody to make sure they're updated in their CPR certification because a gentleman in her gym in a YMCA in where are you, Detroit area somewhere, had a heart attack and Dawn saved his life because she knew what to do. So, and there's another Dawn, Ms. Donahue. All right, guys, so we're gonna cool down a little bit. If you're just joining in, if you're just coming in and it's about 12:45, you can rewind this. I'm gonna start with the cool down for you, but this could be your warm up, right? So this is some static stretching. And we started with the dynamic warm-up. We started with jumping jacks and so forth. I'm gonna time these stretches. Sometimes I don't time stretches, and instead what I'll do is that my girl? Thanks, Daddy. She will kick off the... See, isn't she strong? She's just protecting us all. I'll try to show her if I can. Well, there she is. She's a killer. She's a rescue. I was told they were going to euthanize her. She's the best dog in the world, and they just didn't have a place for her. Oh, well, that's sad. All right, we're going to stretch out. Hey, thanks, Dawn. You look great, too. Well, we were talking earlier about... So here's my chair. I'm going to start with a hip flexor stretch. I'm timing these about 30 seconds. If you don't have a stopwatch, you can time in breaths. I'm lining my knees up with this chair here. We did this stretch last week. I put 1 foot forward greater than a 90 degree, but I have the chair here to stabilize. 30 seconds. Deep breath. As I exhale, I just want to let that muscle relax. This is my side that I need to stretch every day. Inversions, we did this on a yoga block last week, right? We did a lot of ab work today. You know, your abdominal cage comes from, you know, your transverse to your rectus abs to your psoas region and then into your hips. So if you're tight in the hips, sometimes it could mask itself as lower back pain. I'm going to push off that front foot, slowly switch to the other side. And this, I was just reading, I can't remember if it was in Men's or Women's Health, which has a lot of ads, so you know who they do their magazine for, and that's my opinion. But there is good information to be had in a lot of publications and periodicals. I find the magazines like Reps or Exercise for Men Only, the ones that look almost like, you know, slightly homoerotic images, have the best advice because they don't have the ads that they have to adhere to. They're actually publishing for their readers. So I'm going to slowly come off this. Have a seat on top of your chair. I'm going to show you from the front view. This is a piriformis stretch. We mentioned that muscle a lot today. I often call it the pesky piriformis. I'm sitting again on the edge of my chair with my knees in line with my hips. I'm going to take 1 foot up. I'm going to start with my bad leg. I'm going to try not to readjust because that puts tension on my hip. I want to keep that 90-degree bend. I'm opening up my hip as I bow forward, using my body to row forward. If this were tight, sometimes I'm tight. This stretch is a little too much, so I'm unable to get the range of motion that I want. That's a common thing with a tight piriformis, or what I call the pesky piriformis. It's also, sometimes I refer to it as your panty line muscles. Slowly over. If you guys have any questions about this workout or the one from last week, which was Glamour Muscles, I'll happily answer any questions. I'm very fortunate that during this time of chaos in everybody's life, I'm able to continue doing what I love and coach people and train you guys. If your gym has been, so what I'm offering to Extreme members out here is free training. Certain limitations apply, obviously, because I do have paying customers. I'm a business and I have to pay my rent and so forth. And because of business and people buying packages, I have been able to do that, so thank you. But if your gym here in Ohio in the Strongsville area is, you're not open, I'm giving free Skype training just to get, to keep you happy and fit so that you don't feel defeated once everything does open back up, right? So we want to go back to the gym strong, and maybe having changed our workout goals is beneficial because that causes body confusion, muscle confusion. Your body gets really used to knowing exactly what it has to do to complete said task. This is a groin stretch. I also call it the dancer stretch. A lot of dancers do this turned out stretch, the sumo stretch, like a second position stretch. I'm sitting on the edge of my chair or bench to do this. If I go too far, I'll just use the floor. Again, this is for my inner thigh. Oh. And then my TFLs, which are tight. I'm gonna put my toes front. My feet are a little closer together. I'm gonna bring my knees in, bowing forward. This one I'm gonna stay tall. Still 2 more stretches after this for you guys. 2 more stretches. We did some stretching last, where's that? I forget. A tricep stretch. So I'll combine that with an oblique stretch. Ooh. So how would you have done the oil wells or the side bends without any weight? Well, you could add some arms up behind your head. That adds a little bit of weight side to side. Or we did a minute of it or 30 seconds on each side. Increase your time, right? Increase your time. I'm gonna face forward to show you this stretch because one of the common faults I see, I wanna stand with my feet in my standard gait, pick up my foot, and bow forward. If I can reach the chair, great. I don't want to see this hip come up, and I don't want to see you rotate away from that leg, because this is a stretch primarily for the back of your leg. Your piriformis, you may even choose to rotate away from your supporting leg. Deep, slow breaths, chest is up. Oh, this feels so good. I feel this from my hamstring all the way through my calf. And after living in New York for 15 years of my adult life, I never thought I'd come back home, be a personal trainer, and train everybody in New York from my paper route as a kid. This was my paper route as a kid, and now we got it. Other side. Ooh. Bowing forward. Now I'm a little tighter on this side, and this is not the side that's in recovery, and I would bet that it's because of overcompensation. So today was a little bit of a fat burn. If it wasn't enough for you, do it twice. We did every circuit 2 times, add a third, so that would be about a 45-minute workout, right? If you did 4 circuits or did this workout start to finish doubled over, which you could safely, I don't think that there's anything in it that you wouldn't be able to do. If you want to make it more difficult, we went through some ways to modify to make it more difficult, and we went through ways to modify to make it a little easier. I have a little sanitation wipe here. Don't forget your devices, right? Imagine, think of how many times you touch your face and then touch devices. All right, so she is a sweet doggy, yeah. She's a little obnoxious. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, please comment below. I'll check them after. And thanks for joining me. I think we had about 15 of you guys at one point, and I know that you guys will join us after. And if you're coming from London, thanks for joining us in London, where it's after tea time there. It's almost 6 p.m. there, so time for dinner. And thank you guys, and we'll see you soon. Stay